Hi guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Nyx Mineral Foundation, Nyx Mineral Stick Foundation I should say. Now Nyx has recently came to Boots in the UK, which is brilliant because they're a cruelty free, affordable, really good quality brand. So let's start with the price. This was £10.50 and there's 6 grams of product in it. As I said, it's cruelty free, the packaging's recyclable. Yay! So looking at the Nyx website, this actually comes in 15 shades altogether. It's $10 in America and £10.50 in the UK, so it's a little bit expensive to get over here compared to the States. So what Nyx say about this is portable and buildable. Our mineral stick foundation is ideal when you're on the move. The luxurious formula is easy to apply and extremely blendable, which allows for flawless highlighting and contouring. Well, I'm using the lightest shade for my skin tone, so I won't be using it for highlighting, I'm afraid. You can also use this versatile foundation on the entire face, or in isolated areas that need a little extra attention. It's up to you. So they don't really say much about the coverage other than buildable, whether it's buildable from light to heavy, light to medium. But we will find out in the application section, except I already know because I filmed that before now. So stay tuned, I will get this applied to my face and we will be back later when I'm done at work. Right, so I've already prepped my skin. I'm using the La Roche-Posay Eclair Moisturiser and like everybody else, the Nivea Men Sensitive Aftershave Balm. This does smell manly, but the smell goes away really quickly. Right, so Nyx Mineral Foundation Stick. I should have opened this before I started filming, but anyway. I like that it's very well sealed and it's got a wee cap on it as well. So this is slightly, I would say, thinner than most stick foundations that I see. I usually see ones that are about that size. So that's going to be good for getting into small areas. And brush today, I'm just using this MAC brush because this is my current favourite foundation brush. I'm also going to try blending this with my fingers as well, just so that we can see how easy this is. So I've got shade 1, which is fair, which, yeah. So I'm just going to start applying some stripes on my face, looking like I'm going to war, and then we'll see how this blends and what the coverage is like. So let's start with the fingers. So it's blending out nicely. I feel like it's doing a reasonable job of evening out my skin tone. I do have quite bad skin at the moment. I'm just back from holiday last week, which tends to make my skin flare up because the sun makes me sweat a bit, it makes your pores open, and then you have tons of sun cream on, and that just leads to blocked pores, which is not my friend, and leads to my skin looking like this. So it's quite a light coverage, I would say. I'm just going to go in with my brush and do the other side. And then we'll see about building this up. I'll just leave it like this all day and have free eyebrows. Right, definitely want another good layer. I got up earlier than I was meant to this morning and forgot to switch my alarm off. I don't know if there's a pattern that you're meant to put this on in. I'm just focusing on the areas that need the most coverage and starting from there and blending out, which seems sensible. So I think I'm going to be setting this with powder. I have quite oily skin, but I think if you didn't have oily skin, this would be perfectly fine to not set. It's not overly shiny and wet and needing set looking, although it does feel a bit. No, I take that back. When you touch it with your fingers, it needs set, possibly even regardless of your skin type. Okay, so it does build up, but I think it just builds up to about a medium coverage. I don't think I'm going to get a full coverage out of this. Nevertheless, we will try on this particularly bad area to see if we can build it up further. Sorry, I'm doing one more layer on my forehead because it's still looking odd to the rest of my skin and I don't fancy putting concealer on my entire forehead. Okay, so far I'm thinking application wise is quick and easy. It blends really well. I would perhaps save this for days when I'm having a better skin day. So I'm just going to finish up the rest of my concealer so that we can set this and see how it looks. So I'm just going to quickly set this with the Illamasqua loose powder. Favourite loose powder because it smells like icing sugar, confectioner sugar, vanilla, yummy, just yummy. And I'm just going to get this on a puff, so I get a little bit on the puff, kind of tap off any extra and kind of work it in on the inside of the lid and just press in firmly. What did you say to yourself? You're going to stop singing. My computer done something. Okay, so I can still see a bit of texture, but that's not something makeup's really going to cover. Yeah, still definitely medium coverage at best. Although that jawline area looks a bit better. Anyway, I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and just be right back. Okay, rest of my makeup is done. So, I don't have anything on my lips, but I tend not to for work anyway. So I'm quite happy with the finish on this. I do think it's going to work better for me when I have a better skin day. But, you know, they'll come up soon, hopefully. And yeah, so I'm going to go to work now. The time is 5 to 8 and that's a baby anti-teacher on my screen because people always ask when they see it, what is that? So I will go to work, I will come back from work, we will see how this is held up and then we will decide after that. Bye guys! And I am back. Oh my god, it is so warm. The air conditioning in my work has been broken for the last couple of weeks and it's still not fixed, despite a nice email yesterday telling us that it would be. So, the time is now 17:29. I'm about to go out and meet my friend to go to the cinema, so I'm doing a check-in and sort of fix-up type thing. So far, I would say I'm quite pleased with this foundation. My oil has definitely broke through, but I feel like the cover has remained. A lot of the time when my oil breaks through, the cover vanishes with it. Now I am going to see what happens with blotting and kind of reapplying this foundation, just to kind of see how that works. Now I've lost my blotting papers, so we're just using tissue paper, which I promise you works just as well and is great if you're kind of out and about and have forgotten them. See? Plus they're just softer than blotting papers normally are and it's easier to get across like curved areas like your forehead and your nose. So I think I might like these better than blotting papers. Okay. So yeah, so compared to my other foundations I feel that this is actually lasted on my skin better, even if it looks oily. I think more of the cover has remained. So we're going to touch up down the T-zone. Don't generally touch up my cheeks, partly they're not as bad and partly they've got my blush and contour on them, so it's too much hassle to try and touch them up. So let's see how this goes kind of on top of itself. So far so good. And this has been really comfortable all day as well, which has been nice. Sometimes if I'm sitting with like a really oily face and my foundation is starting to like break up, it gets itchy, but this one didn't break up and I didn't get the itchiness, so that's fine by me. Sorry, I had a bit of eyeliner under my eye as well from the, 20 odd degree onwards. 30 degrees in some bits. Very, very fun. So I think that touches up absolutely fine. It doesn't seem to be a problem to put it on, another layer on a little bit later, which is always good, especially because it is kind of marketed as being a very compact and portable product. So, being compact and portable and then having the formula one that you can't use on the go for touch-ups would be pretty pointless, I would say. So I am going to go to the cinema and I am going to do a final check-in, and I'm going to wear this for another couple of days before giving a final verdict. But so far, spoiler alert, I'm enjoying this a lot. So I will speak to you guys soon. Hi guys, I thought I would do a very, very quick final check-in. It's now 5 to 10 and I've literally just got back in from being at the cinema with my friend, and I think my foundation is still holding up pretty well. You can obviously see a lot of texture, but foundation isn't covering that, let's face it. And my friend even commented saying that my skin looked good, so texture aside, the skin is looking good apparently. It's still comfortable. I don't feel the oils broke through too much this time round, not compared to earlier. Went for dinner and then went to the cinema. So I'm quite happy with how this foundation's held up. I'm going to continue wearing it for the rest of the week, make sure that I don't encounter any other problems, and then there will be the final verdict. Okay, so I'm back with my final verdict on the NYX stick foundation, mineral stick foundation, and I took a bit longer getting round to this than I intended to, but to be honest with you, I'm really glad that I did, because remember all that like texture and bumpiness that I had? It's gone, it's cleared up, and I am seriously putting it down to this foundation. My skin seems to really, really like this foundation. Other than that, I also think it's to do with how this foundation seems to sit on your skin, and also then how it comes off of your skin. So generally day to day I will use a makeup wipe to remove my makeup before I clean my face at the end of the day. And normally I've got quite open pores around this area, getting progressively better as you go away from my T-zone. And usually what I found once I wiped my makeup off was I had little kind of beige pinpricks, is all I can really say, where the foundation had really gripped into the pores and, didn't come away just with a single swipe. This does not do that. This comes away so cleanly at the end of the day that this is what I'm putting my skin down to. I'm putting it down to this comes away so cleanly that it means it's not sitting in my pores, which is why my skin is being clearer, because there's just less gunk in there, because it's not getting absorbed into my skin the same way. So much so do I love this foundation that its replacement is here already. So, I mean, that says it all. This is now my everyday foundation. I still have other ones that I'll use at weekends that I kind of really love the finish of. Not that I have anything against the finish on this one, because I'm still loving it. But day to day, this is now my everyday foundation. I do think it's helping my skin clear up. And just for anybody who is having problems with their skin, I would now suggest changing your foundation. Give this one a shot, give other ones a shot. Your foundation is definitely something that can help or hinder your skin. But ultimately, this is very, very firmly in the goodbye category. We'll be repurchasing, already have repurchased, we'll be repurchasing again in the future when it runs out. It's too easy, it's a great colour match, just The only bad thing I have about this is how quickly it runs out. So this one I think I've had just over a month, and that's all that's left. I'm going to dig down and keep using it. But price wise that still puts it cheaper than my other foundations for how long it lasts, so still definitely winning. If you have any questions, please pop those down below and I will get back to you. If anybody's looking at my videos and thinking they're